If you are as invested in the Ravens as we are, then you already know this is the perfect time to talk about everything happening behind the scenes. And on the field, the team has been making moves that are quietly reshaping the coaching staff and opening up some intriguing possibilities for the future. Starting with some recent news that has fans buzzing, the Ravens have received updates from the NFL that might impact the roster and cap management in a significant way. While this information affects every team across the league, Baltimore seems to be in an especially favorable position to benefit. But before we get into that, let's talk about the coaching landscape and how the team is building its staff. One of the first developments involves a familiar face returning to the Ravens organization, Gilman, who spent several seasons with Baltimore in various roles from scouting analytics intern to football analyst, has now returned after a stint with the Colts. His history with the organization, combined with the experience he gained elsewhere, makes his return a noteworthy addition. He's known as a bright, strategic mind and someone who understands the culture and expectations of the Ravens organization. What's especially interesting is his new role as a game management coordinator. While the title can sound a bit nebulous, the position usually focuses on overseeing game day operations and ensuring smooth communication across the coaching staff. Though it could also involve more specific responsibilities with the defensive group, it's reminiscent of past positions designed to help a head coach make high-level game day decisions. And even if it's not exactly the same, it signals that the Ravens are thinking carefully about structure and leadership behind the scenes. Meanwhile, the Ravens have also been exploring options for the wide receiver coach role, a move that has attracted attention from insiders and fans alike. One name that has come up is Tyler Tettleton, currently with the Jaguars as an assistant deeply involved in offensive game planning. His experience includes working with both running backs and wide receivers, and he has already shown potential as a future offensive coordinator, considering his track record in Jacksonville, including developing standout players and contributing to strong offensive performances. Tettleton represents a promising option for the Ravens. At the same time, Baltimore is considering internal candidates like Apprentice Gill, who has spent the past 2 seasons developing key players in their receiving corps. Both options bring unique strengths. Tettleton brings experience from outside the organization and a fresh perspective, while Gill offers continuity and a proven understanding of the current roster and player development. The Ravens' approach here demonstrates strategic thinking, balancing new ideas with the value of internal development. Looking closer at the wide receiver development under these coaches, it's clear that certain players have shown significant growth thanks to the guidance and training provided by the staff. Zay Flowers, for example, has been a standout in his progression, while Rashad Bateman has overcome injuries and setbacks to show flashes of his potential. Meanwhile, emerging talents like T.Z. Walker have displayed glimpses of high-level skill that hint at their future contributions. With the possibility of new coaching additions, these players could continue to elevate their game, benefiting from targeted coaching strategies that focus on refining techniques, reading defenses, and maximizing their role in the offense. It's a delicate balance, ensuring that incoming coaches complement the progress already made, while also introducing new concepts that keep the team ahead of opponents. The Ravens' coaching hires extend beyond the wide receiver room, with strategic additions across multiple areas of the organization. For instance, Declan Doyle is set to bring innovative offensive concepts influenced by schemes he has learned in other programs, while Dwayne Ledford is poised to make impactful contributions to the offensive line. These hires are not simply about filling positions, they reflect a broader strategy to create a cohesive, high-performing staff that can develop players, optimize schemes, and adapt to in-game challenges. On the defensive side, the Ravens had to adjust plans after missing out on some high-profile candidates. While the team initially targeted certain defensive coordinators who were highly regarded, other options are being explored, including talented assistants who have worked under Jesse Mentor in previous positions. These moves show that the Ravens are thinking long-term, ensuring that the leadership team has both experience and innovative thinking to drive success. The operational side of the Ravens organization is also receiving a boost from recent NFL salary cap projections. Reports indicate that the 2026 salary cap is expected to be significantly higher than previous seasons, ranging around $301 to $305 million per team. This jump provides Baltimore with added flexibility as they approach free agency and roster negotiations. Key players like Lamar Jackson are central to these discussions, with potential contract extensions likely to have ripple effects across the rest of the roster. Additional considerations include retaining core players such as Tyler Linderbaum and evaluating potential moves to strengthen the offensive and defensive lines. The extra cap space gives the Ravens room to navigate these decisions carefully, balancing the need to reward talent with the strategic necessity of maintaining a competitive and balanced roster in terms of timing. Securing extensions and making targeted free agent signings before the start of the league's free agency period is critical. For example, locking in contracts for cornerstone players can free up financial resources to pursue additional strategic acquisitions without entering bidding wars with other teams. The Ravens management appears aware of this, and the steps taken so far indicate a proactive approach to maintaining flexibility, while also prioritizing continuity and development. This careful planning is a hallmark of successful organizations, reflecting a commitment not only to immediate competitiveness, but also to sustain success over multiple seasons at the same time. The integration of new coaching hires and potential promotions is closely tied to the development of the team's younger talent. Coaches like apprentice Gill or Tyler Tettleton are not just evaluating individual performance, they are shaping the training environment, establishing routines, and helping players understand their roles within complex offensive and defensive systems. The ripple effect of effective coaching can be seen across the roster as players become more confident, execute plays more efficiently, and develop a deeper understanding of the team's strategies. This type of development is especially important for players who are still early in their careers and who may have faced challenges such as injuries, inconsistent play, or adjustment periods from college to professional football. Beyond the immediate coaching and cap considerations, the Ravens are also navigating a shifting landscape of assistant coaches and lateral moves across the league. Talented staff members are in demand, and retaining key personnel requires balancing incentives, opportunities, and the overall vision for the organization. By positioning themselves as a desirable destination for both internal promotions and outside hires, the Ravens are fostering a culture that emphasizes growth, collaboration, and innovation. This approach not only strengthens the current team, but also builds a foundation that makes Baltimore attractive to top-tier coaching talent in the future. While all of these changes are happening behind the scenes, fans can already see the impact on the field. The strategic alignment of coaching, player development, and roster management is starting to take shape. With new hires complementing established stars and promising young players, the Ravens' offense and defense are being built with a clear vision, leveraging analytics, experience, and innovation to gain an edge over opponents. Every decision, from game management roles to position coach assignments, is contributing to a more cohesive, competitive team prepared to tackle the challenges of the upcoming season. As we move further into the offseason, the Ravens continue to position themselves strategically for the upcoming year, not just with coaching hires but with roster management and long-term planning. One of the biggest pieces of news that came out over the weekend involved the projected NFL salary cap for 2026. Reports are suggesting that the cap will land somewhere between $301 million and $305 million per team, marking a significant increase from last season's cap of the $179 million. That jump represents almost a $30 million increase over the course of just 1 year, and it gives Baltimore and the rest of the league a considerable boost. In terms of financial flexibility, for the Ravens, this isn't just good news in theory. It opens real opportunities to extend key players, retain talent, and potentially add high-impact free agents without overextending themselves. Central to these discussions is, of course, Lamar Jackson. Securing his extension is not just about rewarding an elite player. It's about creating the breathing room needed to manage the rest of the roster effectively when a quarterback of his caliber is locked in. It stabilizes the team's leadership core and allows the front office to make more calculated moves. With the remaining cap space, alongside Jackson, players like Tyler Linderbaum and a few other critical contributors will need attention in negotiations. Linderbaum's potential return could have a cascading effect on the team's flexibility, similar to how the negotiation with Ronnie Stanley impacted the Ravens last season. Making these moves before free agency officially opens ensures the team avoids being caught in bidding wars, which is crucial given the increased cap across the league. At the same time, the wide receiver room has become a focal point for the Ravens' planning. With Greg Lewis leaving for Tennessee, the organization has had to look carefully at filling that gap. Candidates like Tyler Tettleton from Jacksonville bring a fresh perspective, while internal options like Apprentice Gill offer continuity with the current roster. Baltimore's young wide receivers have shown flashes of brilliance in recent seasons, and the right coach could accelerate their growth exponentially. Zay Flowers has already established himself as a rising star, while players like Rashad Bateman and T.Z. Walker have shown enough potential to suggest that, under precise guidance, they could become game-changing contributors. The Ravens' strategy here seems focused on combining proven developmental methods with innovative approaches that can push players to new levels, both individually and as a unit. The team's offensive line is also seeing significant attention with additions like Dwayne Ledford, whose work with previous programs has shown he can elevate the performance of linemen, while implementing schemes that maximize efficiency and protection. Alongside Ledford, Declan Doyle is expected to bring a modern offensive approach that blends well with the Ravens' existing philosophy. This combination of innovation and continuity is critical, especially when it comes to developing complex plays that demand quick adjustments from players and precise timing across the field. When executed correctly, these changes can create mismatches and open opportunities that make the offense significantly harder to defend. On the defensive side, the team is navigating a slightly different landscape. While Baltimore missed out on some high-profile candidates for the defensive coordinator role, they are exploring several capable options who can step in without disrupting the system. That has proven successful. Names like Steve Clinkscale and Mike Elson, both of whom have worked closely with Jesse Mentor in prior roles, bring familiarity and tactical acumen. The emphasis here seems to be on strong oversight and intelligent decision-making rather than dramatic shifts in strategy. Mentor himself remains the central figure calling the defensive plays, allowing these assistants to focus on development, game preparation, and situational analysis. This layered approach ensures that while the staff evolves, the team's core philosophy remains consistent. Giving players a stable environment to thrive, player development continues to be a priority, particularly for those who have faced challenges in recent seasons. Injuries and inconsistent performances have affected key contributors, but with the right coaching in place, there is an opportunity to accelerate their progress. For example, Bateman's growth from his rookie season to now demonstrates both resilience and the importance of tailored coaching. Similarly, T.Z. Walker's flashes of skill suggest that, with continued guidance, he could emerge as a pivotal part of the offense. Baltimore's approach seems to blend rigorous training with adaptability, making sure each player's strengths are maximized while addressing areas that need improvement. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens. And hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. A wave of unrest has taken over Raiders Nation, and it is growing louder by the hour. Across social media, forums, and fan-driven platforms, one name keeps resurfacing like a chant that refuses to fade. Mike McDonald, the former coordinator, once seen as a rising mind within the organization's orbit, has become the symbol of what many supporters believe the franchise desperately lacks right now: direction, identity, and defensive authority. The calls are emotional, dramatic, and intentionally excessive. Bring him back at any cost is not just a slogan, but a reflection of a fan base that feels the team has lost its compass. Too many. The current moment feels like a crisis not fully acknowledged by the front office. The Raiders look restless, inconsistent, and far removed from the aggressive personality fans crave. In that vacuum, McDonald's name has become a rallying point. Whether realistic or not, around the league, insiders whisper that such a move would be complicated, bordering on impossible. Contracts, hierarchies, and long-term plans stand in the way. Still, rumors thrive where frustration lives. Supporters argue that McDonald represents modern football thinking, adaptability, and accountability, traits they feel have vanished. Some even speculate about behind-the-scenes regret, suggesting the Raiders may have underestimated his value when he was within reach. This speculation has created pressure. When a fan base starts demanding a specific figure, it signals more than nostalgia. It signals distrust in the present. Whether ownership listens or dismisses the noise remains unclear. But the noise is impossible to ignore. The Raiders are once again at a crossroads, and in the absence of answers, fans are writing their own solutions. For now, The return of Mike McDonald lives only in rumor and imagination. But in a league driven by momentum and perception, even speculation can shape reality. And in Raider Nation, hope has taken the form of a familiar name shouted into the digital void. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.